Well, good morning, everyone. I hope that your week is off to a great start. Let's take our Bibles to go to Isaiah 25. Isaiah 25, we're just going to read the first five verses this morning. And what I want to do is I want to encourage you with this reality because I don't know what you're going through and I don't know what your circumstances are. But God is for the oppressed and he fights the battles of those who are in need. Yield to him and watch him work. And sometimes that's not how we feel. But in this particular passage, Isaiah is going to recount past blessings to remind him that God has proven himself strong already. And so I think that if we'll do that, we'll recognize that God has already proven himself strong. And all we have to do is remember that he is good to us. Even when we're struggling through a circumstance, even when tragedy is involved in the midst of our circumstances, God is there with us. He's walking us through it. And so that'll help us when we enter into the next one to handle it maybe a little better, maybe to not have so much despair. And just knowing that God is there and he's fighting with us and for us should help us. Listen to what he says here in verse number 1. He says, "O Lord, thou art my God. I will exalt thee. I will praise thy name, for thou hast done wonderful things. Thy counsels of old are faithfulness and truth. For thou hast made of a city and heap, of a defense city, a ruin, a palace of strangers, to be no city, to it shall never be built." And so, what we're seeing here is that we're seeing him talk about the fact that even though the enemy looked stronger, even though the enemy looked bigger, you overcame that. It didn't have any strength when it came to you. You were stronger. And so the next verse says, "Therefore shall the strong people glorify thee, the city of the terrible nation shall fear thee." And so we see that God can turn the tables. It doesn't have to be the way we see it because God is stronger than everything that we see. Verse number 4, it says, "For thou hast been a strength to the poor, a strength to the needy in his distress, a refuge from the storm." Then we notice this last part here, a shadow from the heat, when the blast of the terrible ones is a storm against the wall. And so he says, no matter what is taking place, you have everything that's needed. I mean, right now it's hot out there, but he could be the shade that we need. Verse number 5 says, "Thou shalt bring down the noise of strangers as the heat of in a dry place, even the heat with the shadow of a cloud. The branch of the terrible ones shall be brought low." And so if you have someone that's against you, you have a circumstance that seems to be battling against you, God is with you. God has your back. God is fighting for you. He has everything you need. And so I want to encourage you, instead of fighting a battle that seems hopeless in your own strength, fight the battles in his strength. Allow him to be the victor in your life. The best way to get ourselves back on track for that is to remember all that he's already done. And so if you've been walking with the Lord at any time in your life, you can look back and you can say, "God, thank you for what you've done. Let's do this again. Thank you for the victory that we had in the past. Let's have victory again together." And I hope that's an encouragement to you today as you go out there and you do battle in this world. Remember that the Lord, he is on your side. He is your strength. He is your shade even from the heat. Have a great day.